Good afternoon, or actually good evening, guys. I'm in a place called Padron. I was in Santiago a little bit after lunch and got my certificates, and rather than stay in the big city I decided to continue on because I still got to go to Viana, and this place Padron is actually where I spent the last night on the Portuguese Camino last March, and it's a really beautiful little town. I'll just do a bit of a circuit for you. Sorry about the shaking. That church up there, the hostel's right next to it. It's a really beautiful hostel. There's only about half a dozen people there right now, so it's just really relaxed and quiet. Just been out to the shops. You can hear the clinking of my beer bottles probably. It's a nice little river, and down here there's this walking parkway, so there you go, bit of a circuit. Yeah, okay. So, that's it. So Santiago is now done. I've still got about, I think, 160 odd K to Viana from here. But the thing is, I've got 4 days time, which is amazing. So just 40 K a day on the bike is absolutely nothing compared to what I've been doing. So now I can really just put the brakes on and just cruise and really just enjoy this time. And hopefully I'll get another blog article written now that I've got a bit more time. So when I get up tomorrow, I'll have a bit of a ride, and then I should be in the hostel by about 2 o'clock, so I'll have lots of time in the afternoon to drink some Vinho Tinto and write a blog article or two. Okay, well there you go. Thanks, see you later.
I'd grown up as the only child of a very young single mother on the fortress island of Suomenlinna, which is located just off the coast of Helsinki. After my grandmother's death, with whom we had lived, my mother made the amazingly courageous decision to emigrate to Australia, something that she was harshly judged for by the island's locals as being incredibly irresponsible to do with a 5-year-old. However, I can only thank my lucky stars that she was such a bad parent, as that decision set off a chain of events that would be instrumental in forming my basic values and attitude towards life, if not also my core personality. A sense of adventure and a deep desire to explore was the greatest gift my mother had ever bestowed on me, one which was cultivated via our travels to various parts of Australia, the most significant being the time spent in a small mining town in outback Queensland. It didn't take long before I fell in love with the smell of solitude and the hypnotic echoes of the outback's vast empty spaces, often wondering what was to be found out there beyond the desert's horizon. These early life experiences instilled in me the mindset and resolve to look for the deeper meanings in things, even if that would involve a decent load of struggles and having to go against the grain. As I now joyously stared out at the majestic Atlantic Ocean, I understood everything that had needed to happen in order to bring me to this point in time. Just 1 year earlier, when I'd profoundly questioned the purpose of my life, and with no answers forthcoming, I'd almost given up. Yet somehow I found a way to climb out from the shadows of my hopelessness and self-pity. My road back to the land of the living had begun by walking the Portuguese Way pilgrimage trail, a journey of some 240 kilometres from Porto, Portugal to Santiago de Compostela in Spain.
Hola, buenos dias.
The Stephen Wright quote, "Everything is within walking distance if you have the time," is the mantra of those who find solace in walking, and I was compelled to go on a walkabout, just as I would often do as a young boy in the Aussie outback.
Hola, buenos dias.
I could once again see a way forward, a way out. This was no more evident than at the moment when Portugal, my final destination, came into view through the morning mist, which slowly drifted over the mouth of the Minho River. While I'd experienced some fairly tough conditions at the beginning of this journey, I was now, at the end, being blessed with the very best of it. It felt like I was being rewarded for having had the courage to pay the price, that I'd earned my place in the sun. During my life, I've lived in some 8 countries and had at least 60 addresses that I can recall, which I guess is a fairly clear sign as any that I'm a nomad. But one of the downsides of this otherwise romantic sounding lifestyle is that at times I've struggled with acute feelings of loneliness and not belonging anywhere. However, a friend of mine, who's also an only child, had once said to me that while we suffer the most from loneliness, we're also the best equipped to endure it. It seems that this journey's greatest lesson and gift had been left to the very last few miles. I now clearly understood that whether I was in the company of others or going about my business in solitude, I was a nomad, a seeker. And on this day, that sense of loneliness was gone, or at least I'd finally made my peace with it. Above all, I understood that I am, and have always been, home.
G'day. Well, this is the day after the Life on the Ride journey. I've climbed about 180 meters to the Santuario de Santa Lucia. Sorry for the pronunciation. It's just a landmark here in Viana, so if you can see in the background, there you go. Alright, and there's just massive views over the Atlantic and then over Viana down there. It really is beautiful, and then you've got the mountains over that way as well. So yeah, it's all over now, at least for this part of the journey. Tomorrow I'll be going down to Kaldas, and I'll be flying back to Finland I think on the 7th, so very shortly. And it just feels so weird not to have to cycle today at all. It just feels strange to walk, but yeah, the weather's been great. Just really enjoying relaxing this day, enjoying the sights of Viana, and I just have nothing more to say apart from thank you very much for your support, whether it was financial, logistical, emotional, psychological, or any kind. Just this journey wouldn't have been possible without your help, so thanks again. Alright, see ya.